be talking about the stamp set, the bundle actually, Christmas Quilt. Now, I need to preface this by telling you, I don't sew. I can maybe sew a straight stitch. She can sew.
I can sew.
My mother can sew. She's amazing. And she tried to teach me. It didn't go too well. Anyway, so when I first saw this set, I thought, well, I don't really sew. It's not my thing. So I kind of looked past it. Well, I changed my mind very quickly once I've started playing with this bundle. And let me tell you what, I hope that you are as excited about the bundle by the time this video is done as I am, because this thing is phenomenal. I'm going to be sharing all the little ins and outs of it, and then I'm going to be teaching you how to create 3 non-Christmas cards, okay? Because it's a great bundle. It's a fabulous bundle, but it's called Christmas Quilt. And so immediately you think, oh, well, I don't want that for Christmas, so never mind. Trust me. This set is not going to be put away after Christmas is over. There's so many things I'm going to be able to share with you. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for joining me for tonight's Facebook Live. As I said, we're going to be talking about the Christmas Quilt Bundle. Guys, this one, like I said, was not at the top of my list. And trust me, by the time we're done tonight, it's going to make a quick move on the top of your list, too. So first things, let me go ahead and bring in the holiday catalog. I'm on page 4 and 5 of the holiday catalog. We have some really great samples here, and of course we have the stamp set, and we have the quilt builder frames, the framelits I mean, and then there's some really great accessories that go with this suite as well. So there's some stitch felt embellishments, some great quilted ribbon, and of course designer series paper. And another one that you may not have noticed, and that's one reason I wanted to talk about it, and that is this impressions folder, this embossing folder here on the side. It's kind of quiet over there, isn't it? But that is a really fabulous embossing folder. I'm going to be using that tonight. So I'm going to be sharing 3 cards with you tonight. And what's fun about this, it's kind of a make one, get 2 free, okay? So I'm going to start with Gold Glimmer. I love Gold Glimmer. Oh my heavens, nothing makes me happier than things that bling. And this piece of Gold Glimmer is 3 1/4 inch square. What I'm going to start with, guys, I'm going to create 3 card bases out of just this one cut. So I have got the big square that I mentioned before, so you get that one. And then I'm going to take the quilt, and we're going to nestle that inside. Now I'm on my magnetic platform, but I want to get this centered perfectly. All right, so I'm going to kind of tweak it here, and I think I'm pretty good. All right, so we are going to run this through the Big Shot. And we're going to be using all of these pieces. All right, so you can see we have this frame. We're going to be using that. We have all of these wonderful little pieces to our quilt. And you know, I will tell you, with this framelit, I have not had to use my Big Shot die brush. These pop out with no problem. Like I said, I don't know why it was being stubborn a second ago, but hey, run it through twice, it was fine. When you go to take the quilt off, be careful, because you can see it is really thin, so we don't want to accidentally break it. Because now we're going to work with the last piece that we need for our 3 cards in one, if you will. I have a piece of berry burst cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, and the exact same thing I just did, where I put that framelit right there and this one inside. This is what's going to give us all these great pieces. So we want to center that up just as we did before. That looks pretty good. And we're going to run that through the Big Shot. And just in case it's wanting to be stubborn, let's do it twice. Down is I have 2 pieces of basic black cardstock, and these are 3 by 3. And what I want to do is I'm going to adhere a Gold Glimmer to this basic black. I'm going to adhere a berry burst to this basic black. I'm saving this. Don't do anything with that just yet. If you will take these pieces and line up the points so that they're all going the same direction, because half of them are going to go one way and half of them are going to go the other way. Do you see what I mean? We got brick and we got brick. So we want to make sure we know what's going what way. So I have got my Tombow multi-purpose glue. I love this stuff. I've got my silicone mat. I'm just going to put a glob of glue. Now, when you do this trick, the idea is to keep this in one place because we don't want to get glue all over our beautiful glimmer. I'm going to pick up some of this glue and just start dabbing. I'm going to bring in my basic black cardstock. Now, to fill in with all of these pieces that we had, I'm going to actually go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue. I got to make sure I'm about to go in the right spot. I'm just going to put some glue on every other one. And check this out. It's just like putting together a puzzle. I love to do puzzles, by the way. It's one of my favorite evening things that I sit around and I do puzzles. But isn't that stunning? That gold, that berry burst, and that black. So yeah, we just kind of put things together, all right? Now we're going to repeat that same process with this one here. So this is how I put mine together. So you can see I used some of the gold and some of the berry burst. Same here. I just kind of mixed it up, but trust me when I say just have some fun. Just get creative with it. So those are our pieces done, and of course we have our gold frame, right? Okay, so the 3 bases for our cards are ready to go. All right, now we're ready to create our card. And so what I want to do is I'm going to run this through that quilt top embossing folder. And what I want to do is I want to take my card base, the one with this window in it. Remember, we cut this out. And I can see the score line, and I want to line that up. Get my top cutting plate here, and let's run that through. Okay, now that gold frame that we had, we want to adhere that down. Oh, I got a little piece of paper right there. We want to adhere that over this window. So I'm just going to add my glue. Now, if you are a fast fuse person, and I am a fast fuse person, I love my fast fuse, you are welcome to use that as well. The other thing I love about using the multi-purpose glue is I have a little wiggle room, you know? So I kind of have some space. I'm going to open this up so that I can give that a press on the back. This also allows me to make sure that, you know, I'm not hanging out of the window, and I'm not, so we're okay. We're going to give that a really nice press, make sure it holds very nicely. So what I want to do, I'm actually going to bring in another Big Shot project here. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring in this flower, and you remember I told you at the very beginning of the video how we can put those two together and we can run it through and get a really pretty little frame. Well, I did that in advance. I hope you don't mind. I did that in advance out of a piece of this basic black. So pretend with me that we cut that out. But I told you I was going to make non-Christmas cards, right? So I decided I'm going to use a stamp set called Happy Birthday Gorgeous. You're going to see me use this a lot. This is a really great one. We've got Happy Birthday, Make a Wish, I Love You, Party Time, It's Your Day. We've got all kinds of great stuff here. This is a fabulous set, and it worked perfect for these cards. So I decided to go with Make a Wish on my card. And now we're ready to do a little stamping. So I've got my powder pink ink pad. This is one of the new in colors. And I'm going to grab this flower that comes in the Christmas quilt. All right, really great stamp. We're going to do something a little creative with it. So I'm going to actually be stamping it twice. So the first one I'm going to stamp with the petals going to the outside, boop, boop, right? I'm going to ink it up again, and this time I'm going to rotate my stamp, and I'm going to stamp right on top of it, and I'm going to get that. So I get a totally different flower from just that one flower. Pretty cool. Now, I thought the inside looked a little bland, so let's come in with a Berry Burst ink pad, and we're going to come in with this little 4-petal stamp. And guys, the exact same way I did that flower, I'm going to do the same thing with this Berry Burst. I'm going to stamp it once in the middle. Now I'm going to rotate the stamp so that I get that look. Isn't that nice? Looks really pretty this way. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put this card together, and this is a creative fold. All right, here we go. I'm going to come in with some snail, and I'm going to put snail adhesive all down one side. Now, normally we would open a card like this, right? We're going to flip it around so that the opening is on the left side. And we are going to adhere that right inside of our card so that we get this. Isn't that cool? All right, so we've got this. Now let's decorate here on the inside because we made this fabulous image. So let's adhere this basic black to the center of our card. Just use snail adhesive there. Center that up. Now we're going to take our sentiment. Let's bring in some Stampin' Dimensionals because everything looks better with dimensionals. So we're going to go with 4 dimensionals on there. All right, so right there we're looking pretty good. Let's do some quick stamping on the inside because I can't just leave that blank. I'm going to come in with my basic black ink pad. And one of my favorite stamps in this is You Look Gorgeous. I love that. So let's stamp You Look Gorgeous right there. And now I'm going to come back in with that Berry Burst, and we're going to add a couple more of these little 4 petal guys because they were just so cute. It just kind of dresses it up there on the inside. All right, now we're going to add a few more little elements to our wow card. So remember, I have that flower that I cut out. So let me come in with some mini glue dots, and I'm just going to press that flower right onto a glue dot. Let's put that down here. And the last thing I want to do is use the metallic enamel shapes. Guys, these are so gorgeous. I love them. And we're going to add, see, look at that. You add that and suddenly the card just pops. So I put one of the large ones there. Let's put one of the small ones here in the center of my flower. And there you go. What do you think? From the Hello Gorgeous, I used, or Happy Birthday Gorgeous, I'm sorry. I used the I Love You in basic black ink down there at the bottom. And again, I've already adhered it to the front of one of those cards. I scored at 1.5 inches and 6.25 inches. And I folded it and just used my bone folder, and you can see I kind of did an accordion fold, okay? So come along with that bone folder, give that a nice crease and a little accordion fold. Now we're going to come in and let's put our card together. All right, let's add our frame. Is on the big panel on the back. I'm going to add some adhesive. You know, I'll just bring in snail. Now, when I adhere this, I'm going to put this on the blank Berry Burst, all right? I want this flap facing me, and I want that facing up. We're going to center that in our card base. Give that a press. Now, this flap right here, I need to put some adhesive on that. So we'll get some snail there. Here we go. So simple. I'm going to put these 2 pieces of Berry Burst together, like so. Okay, check it out. Woo! Isn't that awesome? Let's do a little more stamping to this one. And this is also from Happy Birthday Gorgeous. I don't know what it is. I just called it an element. It's just a little fun element. It was pretty like this, but I wanted to add a little more Berry Burst. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to add one here, and we're going to add one there, one right there. It just kind of gives it a little something. Now let's go ahead and repeat that. We'll do that here on the inside as well. Just to kind of, you know, just to give it a little something. I just like to have something on the inside. Now, we can come in at this point with those metallic enamel dots. This is optional, but I thought it was just kind of nice to maybe come in and fill in that little spot. So there we go. We have another fun fold. We got lots of room to write our message, but this was kind of a unique way to give a card instead of the standard. So. All right, well guys, I hope that you enjoyed the cards tonight, and I told you I had something really interesting to share with you at the end of the video. And so one thing I love to do more than anything, I love to create videos and I love to create tutorials. Well, I had an interesting scenario pop up last week. Jenny, and if you guys follow Simply Simple Stamping, you've heard me tell you about Jenny and her vocals and theater experience. And well, she is in her high school choir. She's really good too. But her choir is going to be, they have been asked to come sing at Carnegie Hall this spring. This is an awesome, I mean, it's Carnegie Hall. Oh my heavens, can you imagine? Now you may remember, if you've been following me for a while, she had an opportunity to go to Carnegie Hall several years ago.
3 years.
3 years ago. And now she's in high school. They've asked the high school to come and sing. This is going to be an amazing opportunity. Well, you know what, Jenny? I'm going to let you tell them. So come here. Come stand next to me and come tell them about it.
Wow, so this is what it's like to stand in front of the camera. Feels so fancy. Okay, so like my mom said, 3 years ago, I got to go on the same type of trip, same organization, and I was chosen to sing in front of a Broadway actress. Her name was Carly Hughes. She was a sweetheart. And we got to sing in Carnegie Hall and go to all these amazing workshops, and we got to go to all the cool tourist attractions and just go around New York, and it was amazing, especially the Carnegie Hall part. Like, that was mind-blowing. I kind of freaked out when I was on the stage. I was like, oh, I'm standing on the Carnegie Hall stage. And I'm so excited. I screamed, like, a lot whenever my choir teacher told us that we were going to get to sing in Carnegie Hall again. But to get to New York, we need fundraising. Like all school trips, you gotta have fundraising. And because my mom is kind of like the best person on the planet, I mean,
You heard that. You heard that.
I'm not biased at all. Like, no, she's pretty great. She has spent numerous hours working on some awesome tutorials for you guys. So there are six different tutorials?
Yeah.
Yes, 6 different tutorials. These cards.
You want to show them the cards?
Oh, I get it. Whew, I get it fancy. Does it have to be like really fast?
Well, not too fast. So this first one, okay, so let me tell you, I'm going to come in this with you. Okay, so what we've done is we've created 6 cards with videos, with instructions, with photos, using the Christmas Quilt Bundle, Christmas cards and non-Christmas cards. So Jenny's going to show you the Christmas card of this card. This one's really cool. All right. Yeah, we got to make sure we're going to open it right. So there's the Christmas version, and there's your non-Christmas version. Pretty cool. All right, we've got another
that for about
one.
5 minutes. I just kept playing with it back and forth.
This is the Christmas version. All right, and we got a little bit on the inside. You're going to have the inside. This is my birthday version.
It kind of matches your outfit today.
Oh my heavens, it really does.
The green matches.
Wow.
It's like an exact match.
It is.
10 out of 10.
So that's your birthday version, and we have one more, and of course plus the 3 cards we did tonight. So Jenny's going to show you that's the Christmas version, and this uses that matching paper that I mentioned. I just lost the name.
Oh.
The Christmas Quilt Designer Series paper. Anyway, and then this one is the birthday version. This uses the petal garden paper that you guys saw a couple weeks ago that you went crazy over. So, all right. So yes, Jenny is correct. We have come up with some really fabulous videos, written tutorials, everything that you need to create all 6 of these cards. I'll have the photos of both the Christmas and the non-Christmas version for you. And we thought, you know what? We all as parents, I mean, raise your hand if you have bought more junk from your kids' fundraisers that you don't want. I know. I mean, candy bars and lollipops and candles and
cookie dough. Lots of cookie dough. Or chocolate bunnies. That was a big fundraiser.
Yeah.
In childhood.
Meat and cheese. I mean, you name it, we've sold it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the choir has asked, the booster board has asked us as the parents to kind of do our own fundraising. There's only so many car washes and bake sales we can have, you guys. So they've kind of said everyone's going to need to fundraise on their own. And I thought, as I was working on this, I thought, you know what? I really think that you guys would love, if you got to invest in a fundraiser, wouldn't you rather invest in some really fun cards and a fun set of tutorials? And like I said, I'll have the videos for you too. Here's the best part of this fundraiser though. You guys know these fundraisers, you spend $15 on a candle and $2 goes to the organization. It's ridiculous. How about this? All proceeds from the tutorials are going to go to this trip. Yay!
Yay!
So how about $15 will get you the complete PDF file with the video links and like I said, all the photos of everything you need. You're my stamping friends, and so I knew this would be right up your alley. So If you will tune into Simply Simple Stamping, and you can just place your order for the set of tutorials, and I'll be emailing it over to you in a file with everything that you need. So I hope you guys like that idea. I hope you'll support this child. Support her vocal talents.
I don't know what that
but
was.
give him the sad face. In the arms of an angel. Is that gonna work?
Yeah.
Can you shake and be like, okay, all right.
True acting skills right there.
Yeah, that's what we do.
They want to hear me sing. I don't think they want to hear that.
Don't make me sing.
Don't make me sing.
Thank you for being a part of Facebook Live. Thank you all for your comments, your loves and your likes. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for your support of this fundraiser. I really appreciate it. And I think you're going to really like what you see. So everyone, have a fabulous night. And I'll be back in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. I don't know what 2 weeks from today is. I probably should have looked at that before.
It's a date.
It's a date. It's the end of September.
Probably September.
Yeah.
Probably in like the 20s.
So be sure to check it out. Tune in to Simply Simple Stamping. I'll keep you posted on all of that. And be sure to like Simply Simple Stamping on Facebook. That way you get notifications of when the next Facebook Live is coming up. So, good night, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Bye.